Hello, folks. Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Welcome to Coaching Talks. This is where we dive deep into the tools, the insights, and the strategies that will help you thrive in business, at work, and in your everyday life. Hi, I'm Richard Fontenay, and today we're talking about something that shapes our success more than motivation ever could. Habits that stick. Think about that for a moment. Our success isn't about one-time efforts or bursts of inspiration. It's about what we do consistently every day. For instance, studies show that nearly 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Not because people don't want to change, but because they haven't built habits that last. So how do we create habits that stick? And today, we'll explore 3 key strategies that will not just will help you in your personal growth, but also will help you in your workplace and in your business. And of course, I'll share some real-life applications along the way. So strap on your headphones, grab a cup of Java or whatever your favorite beverage is, sit back, relax, and if you're driving, please take care out there. Now, let's get going with our 3 key strategies. Key strategy number 1. Anchor new habits to existing routines. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build a new habit is starting from scratch. So, instead, the real key is to attach the habit to something that you already do. Let's say you want to read more. So instead of just saying, I'll read 10 pages a day, try linking it to your morning or evening coffee or tea. And every time you sit down with your favorite beverage, open the book. Now, your habit isn't floating somewhere in space. It's anchored to something familiar. Now let's take a look at how we can apply the same routine in our places of work. Imagine team leaders who want to improve team collaboration and communication. Instead of saying, I'll check in with my team more often, they could attach it to an existing habit. Like someone I know who initiated this habit. Each morning before work, his team grabbed their coffee and sat with him. Now, there was no fixed agenda, and they could talk about anything they wanted. And over time, the morning chats became a habit. Not only that, his team looked forward to their coffee with him. The end result? Improved communication and collaboration. Here's another way of looking at the same principle. Now notice how your bookstore doesn't just sell books. The proprietor or the sales clerk will suggest other items to piggyback on your existing purchase. Now, this is a page out of Amazon or McDonald's, like, do you want fries with that? It's a sales pitch, but it's habit forming. And key strategy number 2. Make small, consistent changes. Now, big, dramatic habit changes don't last, and So the secret is starting small and being consistent. Now, here's a story about Julie. Julie wanted to start running, but every time she tried, she went too hard, became very, very sore, and quit. So instead, Julie started with just putting on her running shoes and walking outside. And that's it. Once that became a habit, she added 5 minutes of jogging. And within months, she was running 3 miles a day without ever forcing herself into some form of unsustainable routine. Now, if you have ever worked in a company that tried a big cultural change, only for it to fizzle, that's because habits don't change overnight. A better approach is small, repeated behaviors. So, if you want a culture of collaboration, as an example, start with a single 10-minute team huddle each morning. And this works, by the way. I've used it many times. That's not a massive restructuring, but incrementally, you can move your team to greater collaborative effort. From a business perspective, the principle of small, consistent change is exactly how tech giants build their innovative cultures. They don't overhaul everything at once. They introduce small, incremental changes, then they test them, and then they expand them. And key strategy number 3, design your environment for success. Your surroundings shape your behavior more than you think. If you want to stick to a habit, make it easy, and make it easy for you and for others. Here are 4 examples of where a few tweaks made all the difference. On a personal level, I want to drink more water. See, my voice is going. But I always forgot. The solution? I placed a full bottle of water on my desk every morning. No more forgetting. Just a small environmental tweak made all the difference in the world. Now, excuse me while I take a drink of water. In the workplace, if you want to encourage creativity, think about designing the office for it. That's why companies like Pixar have open spaces and collaboration hubs. It's not just about talent. It's about creating an environment where innovation is natural. And many companies and agencies are following Pixar's example. And I can attest to that because I've recently worked with a company where they exactly implemented that process. I also know a grocery store owner where the owner placed peanuts on the floor. At the day's end, he checked where the crushed peanuts were. He then moved his slow-moving items alongside his fast-moving items. Have you ever wondered why supermarkets place impulse buy items near the checkout? Well, just like the owner with his peanuts, they're designing the environment to encourage purchasing. And here's another example. After one of our courses, a manager hung plants around the office. Soon, others did the same. Coincidence? I don't think so. It was a way for the manager to encourage beautifying the office. And he did it without saying a word. So let's recap with the 3 items that we talked about. Number 1, anchor habits to existing routines. Number 2, start small and be consistent. And number 3, design your environment for success. Creating habits that stick isn't about willpower. It's about strategy. And when you apply these strategies in your life or your workplace or your places of business, you can set yourself up for lasting success. Now here's your challenge. Pick one small habit you want to develop this week. Anchor it, start small, and then adjust your environment. Let me know how this all works for you. Send me a message or leave me a comment below, or comment on our Fontany Magazine Facebook page. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, if you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend, subscribe, and leave a review. And every little action helps this community grow. And remember, excellence isn't a single act. It's a habit. Until next Wednesday, when we hit the topic of productivity and time management, keep becoming the best you can be and keep making an impact. I'm Richard Fontany, signing off for now. Goodbye.